Oh, wait. Is my microphone on? It is. Welcome to the MailleWerX Chainmail live stream. My name's Sean. I run MailleWerX.com, where you can find all your chainmail themed apparel and accessories that your chainmail themed apparel and accessories that your heart desires. How's everyone doing tonight? Let me share this out real quick. And hop on Twitch real quick. Normally I do this when the starting screen is going. But I neglected to put the starting screen up. So, alright. Wow, that made a lot of noise. So I am working on some half Persian bracelets, maybe. We'll see. Hi Claire, how you doing? What time is it there? About 3 in the morning? Is that about where you're at? Alright, switch to the big camera. Give you a little zoom. So I have these clasps and center pieces for bracelet, right? A nice heavy one here. And I'm trying to match them up with some ring sizes. I was on the Ringlord website earlier, and I was looking at square wire rings specifically, and I thought to myself, specifically for these bracelets, right? And I thought, wait a minute, why don't I try what I have on hand before I go ordering more rings? Hey Barb, how you doing? And so what I've done, there we are. I don't know why my phone is ringing every time someone sends a message on here. That's highly disturbing. All right, you're okay. You're tempted to buy square wire, but end up not having enough money to add them into the order? Yeah. Mute, vibrate, weird. Well, I was looking at them because I know I've made some excellent half Persian with them before, and I was just gonna order some. Then I was like, let me see what I have on hand here, and I have this. This was a strap, but I have these 16 gauge 5/16 rings that make a nice half Persian, and they're saw cut, so I'm going to reappropriate them to see how this project turns out. If I like it well enough, then I'll delay my order of the square wire rings for a little bit because I don't need them right this second. So let's see. Yeah, it's still doing it. I'm getting notifications on my phone before I see them pop up in the screen here, which is weird. Hey Peg, how you doing? So, and the center bead that I have and this clasp, they're designed for curb chain. So I was just experimenting with them, seeing what I could get away with, and I'm trying for a half Persian bracelet that might graduate down a little bit. I don't have all the ring sizes I need for that, but this is just a test to really see what ring sizes I need. So, and I have not made half Persian in a while. So, I always see people say that they have trouble with getting this started, right? And one of the things that I have learned that helps me is once I have it, the initial like 6 or 7 rings in there, it's technology, it's supposed to be weird. Once I do like the first 6 or 7 rings, I find that if I just keep going, it eventually turns into half Persian 4-in-1 or half Persian 3-in-1, whichever one it may be. I never started off correctly, but I just keep following the next steps, and after about the 9th or 10th ring added, it starts to make sense. You need to do some simple stuff, says a person planning a few big projects. Yeah. You can't do half Persian 4-in-1 yet. Can only do 3-in-1 if you started it as if you're making a dragon. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's a simple way to go from half Persian 3-in-1 to half Persian 4-in-1. Ugh. Starting is a pain, but you use the tutorial on Maille Artisans. Yeah. I have no idea if Maille Artisans was a thing back when I learned this weave. My assumption is that there was a lot of available resources out there that I did not know about. I didn't find out about the Ring Lord until 2005, and they've been around for a while by that point. You start half Persian 4-in-1 with an office binder clip, holds things in place until the weave stabilizes. Yeah. Well, I start it, and it's always jacked up, and then once I get to a point where I'm happy that it's progressing along nicely like this, I go back to the front and I remove it. I didn't have to do that with this today. I did start this one correctly, but it did take me a hot minute to remember how to do it. JPL3 you're actually okay with? That's a good one. Sorry, I gotta look at this real quick. You use twist ties? Yeah. Twist ties are, they're like little grid cards. I know those help a lot of people. Your necklace that has gone very popular uses 16 gauge JPL3. Your poor hands. Yeah. You have to weave it left leaning and right leaning. Oof. Yeah. This half Persian 4-in-1 that I'm working on right now is opposite of what I'm used to. So I don't know which direction I normally weave it at, but we're gonna see here how far along around that is my wrist. Is that about halfway? Maybe a little more. Yeah, plastic canvas as well. Yeah. Oh, these rings. I won't mention any names, but they're not Josh Diliberto rings, I'll tell you that much. Speaking of Josh Diliberto, I ordered some more rings. Got those on the way. I have a bunch of other fun stuff coming, and then that is all I'm ordering for a while. I'm gonna get done what I can done. I'm gonna get done what I can get done before I go into ordering anything else. I have to sell off what I have, and fortunately, that skull bracelet, I don't know. Let's see here. Did I do that? Okay, see here, I just did it again. How did I do that? Isn't that what I just did? Oh my gosh. I finished up one of these the other day. The other morning. Already sold. So I don't have a lot of stuff sitting around that's not getting ready to go out. Which is nice. You've ordered your first Josh Diliberto rings, want to do Daisio. Does that come in a kit from him? You went out and got some finger cuts so you could do dishes. I saw your picture. Your poor little finger. You didn't want to get dirty dishwasher in your finger? There's a tiny junk choke in there. So you need to order more JD rings and black titanium to use all my revenue on other rings. Yeah, it was quick. I had someone who was interested and had let me know, and a lot of times, you know, you'll get people like saying, hey, how much for this or how much for that, and then you never hear from them again after you tell them your price. And this one was, you know, let me know when you have another one available. And I sent him a message and it was done. So I'll be getting rid of that one this week. Not a kid, he just had the right size rings. The rings you had were either too loose or too tight. Yeah, that is something that when I started ordering from Josh for these bracelets, they use 4 different ring sizes, right? 18 gauge 1/4 inch, 18 gauge 3/16, 19 gauge 5/32, are behind this bar here, and then right here, you guys can't see that, but right there, those two right there are like 19 gauge 21 1/28 or something. Just a real specific size. You sold your popular necklace 3 times, over 125 pounds each time. Nice. What's the conversion rate in pounds to dollars? It's like 1.2 or 1.1 1/4 or something. I don't know, to be honest. All right, yeah. So texted a friend. So I was happy that one sold, and I'm happy that I have some more skull focal pieces on the way, because those go out the door like that. It's nuts. So I saw this crazy post on Facebook earlier talking about this is a nice transition into what I was talking about, what I am going to talk about next, right? Real smooth show host here, but I was on Facebook and I saw, "Hi Claire, have a good night." I saw a comparison of all the large tsunamis across history, right, and how tall they were. And the largest one was like 528 meters, which is 1,716 feet or something like that. Oh my gosh. I just wanted to share that with you so you guys can join in my horror at the thought of a 1,700 foot high wall of water coming your way. Thank you for hanging out, Claire. I do appreciate you stopping by. Always nice to hear from people across that way. We've had a few people from that side of the world pop in, and then I think I've had one person from Australia hop in. That is about as international as I have become. Come on. There we go. Alright, so this is the part where I always screw up, right? Flip this ring. And I gotta make sure that when I... Okay. So the last two rings in here are supposed to go through this loop here, right? And I'm hoping that it'll hold itself in place. Okay? And it won't flop around. That's what I'm hoping for. Let's just try that now. I want to find out. Because it may not even be worth making the other side if that's not the case. But I think it should be. Like, there's a groove in here for curb chain, and I think that using half Persian on this, yeah, see, what? Nah. That doesn't want to do what I want it to do. And that ring slides right into those grooves, but it wants to go this way. You know, like horizontal, wants to do that. That's not annoying at all. So I was thinking about this earlier and like what I could do to prevent this. And I did just get a welder the other day. So I could weld it into place. What's the biggest thing pushing that out of the way? Is it that ring? What's going on here? What is really happening? No, that didn't cut it. Okay. Hang on. Alright, it's an experiment, right? That's what we're shooting for. Or is that what I need to do? So, I'm trying to figure out a way to loop these rings in here, and it really just seems like if I cross this back over the other way, that might be my problem. Because in my head this worked, right? And it worked like that. Perfect. That is about as perfect as I could expect it to be. It doesn't turn from the half Persian 3-in-1. It stays, the half Persian 3-in-1 lays flat. The, I don't know what to call it, the pendant, focal bead, whatever, stays flat. Done. I love it. What is curb chain? You've seen it. You've seen it a lot. It's everywhere. It's a type of shaped chain. Oh, John answered. We have John here. You should have inaugural use of your sparkle welder on your stream. I should have the inaugural use of your sparkle welder on your stream. Okay. We'll get back to that in a second. Curb chain is one-on-one chain is welded normally on each link and then twisted so the chain is flat and the link sink into the next ring to make a flat ribbon-like common among the rap crowd and fancy jewelry folk, as the higher end ones are sanded to be more oval than flat. Yeah, if you just Google curb chain, there's all different sizes and materials and... Oh, this is perfect. The inaugural use of the sparkle welder. Well, first I have to set it up because I haven't done that. I know I've had it for, what, a month now? And I haven't set it up. I've gotten it out of the box, right? But I haven't used it yet. I'm wanting a little bit more. I want to think about it a little bit more. And then, okay, so there's two problems. I know that a lot of people are able to weld with a camera. Okay. I don't know if these cameras can handle having a welder light flash in front of them. So I don't want to arc the welder and, you know, break the camera. So I don't know. I would love to be able to make videos of me, you know, just welding and weaving without issue. But I have been hesitant to do so for those reasons. Okay. I'm gonna give you making 7.5 AR rings for pencil weave tonight. First time making the weave. Nice. Get a grade 4 lens and bring back your lower end camera for filming the welder. The lower end camera, grade 4 for the camera. The lower end camera, Frankenstein, the camera. He's not here anymore. He got sent off to someone else. Okay. Do you all see how that was connected to make it lay flat? I'm gonna attempt something. These are the grooves in the end of this piece are opposite facing, right? And so if I look at them and compare them to the other side, I might be able to do something like this. I'm gonna fix that. All right. Grade 4 for the camera. Hey James, how you doing? All right, Barb, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. So what I'm going to try and do here is the opposite of what's over here. I don't know if I can't, okay. Just looking at this, I'm not going to be able to look at that. I will just start another piece and hope it's the right way. That would be ridiculous to try that while streaming, because I would just have, it would just be me looking at this for 20 minutes for each ring placement. You're doing good. That's good to hear. I saw the progress you're making on your inlay. That's coming along nicely. Come on. You're very welcome. Fortunately, these are 16 gauge rings, so they don't quite 6 like some other rings. It's coming along nicely. This week was pretty good for it. Yeah, it looked like you had done a lot of work to it. Every ring, man. Every ring, every time. And these are old rings. These are not new rings. These are socket rings from a long time ago. It's hard to imagine. All right. Oh, you know what? I think I already started a piece over here. Go me, paying attention to what I'm doing. All right. So, what did you guys do this weekend? I went and took my kid and the neighbor kid to go see Sonic the Hedgehog 2. The three of us, the neighbor kid and my son go to the same school, which reminds me that I will be picking him up from school tomorrow for the next few days. And the neighbor kid comes over and babysits a lot for us, so that's nice, right? Right. That looks right. And so the three of us like to go take a few hours whenever, you know, a new movie comes out or whatever, and go catch a flick. Yeah, no, that's screwed up. But I think if I continue on this path, I can just remove the start of it as per usual. So we even saw Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I thought it was pretty good. I did go to a later show in the day than normal. Normally we catch like 11, 12 o'clock show. This one wasn't until 2:05 because I delayed getting tickets until 11 o'clock Friday night. And I didn't end up getting tickets until the 2 o'clock show because there were no set of 3 seats available in any of the previous shows. So I kept looking and finally, and of course, they're showing it every 20 minutes. at the theater, so I had to go through multiple showings to find three seats that were together, you know. Okay, yeah, no, screwed that up, didn't I? We'll try that again. The whole way I start half Persian 4-in-1 is ridiculous, but it does work. Started off wrong and just keep going, I swear. Doop-a-doop-doo. No, that's not right. No, because that just leads to that. Stop doing that. Alright. I swear. This is ridiculous. What am I doing? Alright, maybe my method doesn't work as well as I thought. Alright. Spent some time looking longingly into the prop room, at your pliers, and then did some light cleaning and took several naps. There you go. Seamed up your flat length to chainmail into round mail and lost 1.5 feet to length in the process, though you added more rings. Not like that. Flip that over. Alright, screw it. I'm just going to run with this. That's wrong, but whatever. Alright. Okay, you seamed up your flat length of chainmail into round mail and lost 1.5 feet. Okay, I see what you're saying. Why do you defy me, rings? Do as you're told. Come on, there you go. Okay. Not that hard. There, I think that's even almost correct too. Yeah. We did a lot of sitting around the house today, just watching TV. We watched Castaway, which I haven't watched that movie in ages, but I could spend a long time not watching that one again. It was 5 rows of your 4-in-1, added 6 row to Siemens round mail, and shrinks the whole thing. Yeah. Took me a second to figure out what you were saying. I do know words, but you know, my ability to process information is well, it's barely existent. Let's just be real about this. You did have the opportunity to yell at yourself early in the weekend. Thought if you're careful, you should be able to do a few simple drills with the contact staff. Not your brightest idea. Only took one fingertip catch to put the staff down. You can do it, yeah. How is your cut healing? I mean, it's a pretty significant cut if it's still bothering you now. So I don't blame you for... Okay, now I have enough of this to where I can remove the end here. First couple of rings where I started, because those are all wonky. And we're going to just add them back here. And this is not, you know, the right way to do it. But like I said, I always screw up the beginning and fix it by doing this. It looked good and doesn't hurt nearly as much. No redness, no puffiness, and no infection. Good. There we go. That seems to have done the trick. And it looks like we put it in the right direction. And somehow, right, these two weaves are opposite each other. I don't know how I did it, but it worked. Whatever I did, and I can't complain about that too much. That's pretty good sign. So don't think that like, oh wow, he did it on purpose. No, this is a complete accident. Like, I had a goal in mind and I achieved it, but this is pure luck. It's not skill. Keep that in mind. Eh. My goodness. $50-50 odds, yeah. You're saying I had a good chance? See, now this is just a mock-up of the end piece. I simply can't use these rings, which is unfortunate because I have them on hand, but all right, one good one. See if we can duplicate what we did with the other one. Let's put that through there, that way, and this through here, down this way, should be that way. Okay, I screwed up one of them. Or is that not? Okay, hang on, I see what I've done. Is there a way to add just... that right there? Okay. It's a weird little configuration. But I think that's it right there. There you go. Not quite as... no, that works. This is really high though. This ring right here, oh, you can't see. That ring, you can't tell what I'm pointing to either. One of the rings that goes into this side is really a lot higher than necessary, and I mean, that's because on the other side, okay, it sticks out on the bottom a little bit. So one sticks out on the top over here, and this one sticks out on the bottom. All right. Not the end of the world, but not the most graceful either. But that is essentially what I wanted to see if we could do. And I'll give you a close-up. All right. We got it through the ends. And you see where it's connected in the end of the cross? Right. Now, one ring on each side is a little bit wonky. I don't think that can be cleaned up with another ring size, but I'm pretty happy with how it looks so far. Less. I'm looking at the end of this. Okay. So on this side, the ring that's wonky sticks out on the bottom a little bit, right? It's not even noticeable. On this one, the ring sticks out on the top. Okay? And that's, it looks like if this ring were on the underside, like it is over here, it wouldn't stick out as much. And it looks like, I'm looking at this end over here, that I could just make a duplicate of this and put it over here, right? Or a bad one glass half empty or half full. You mean my odds? Yeah. Usually due to connect things like that as a pair of rings to the last two rings in the weave connected to the focal piece. The issue I have with doing that is that these are designed for curb chain. It's a lean, will likely meant to keep the lean all the same way. Yeah, so I think that I need to redo this side over here the same way as this. That way the ring that is farthest in, okay, this ring right here will be coming up from the bottom, I think is what I want to do. So I'm not going to tear this all apart, but I am going to disconnect this. And now we'll have to test my odds again to see if I can duplicate this piece right here. Alright, let's back the camera up a little bit. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah. So making the rings opposite, or making the two half Persian chains opposite each other didn't work. They got to go the same direction. And I thought that just because the grooves looked different, right? But it looks like they are correct. So that's why this is an experiment. To figure this out, because when someone comes asking, hey, what's, you know, the ring size to use for this and how do you do it, I will have an example for them. Can I hook it up from the other end and flip it over? I can hook it up to, if I make another one exactly like this and put it on this side, I will be able to hook it up like this one is, I think. That's what I'm shooting for now. So now we have learned something. But this right here, this connection, makes me very happy. If I can repeat that on both the focal pieces and the clasps that I have, that is exactly what I was hoping for. And then once I get through this experiment, I can then recommend ring sizes to people and show them a picture when they ask me. That way I can add it to my store and be confident that it will work and that other people can duplicate what I've done here. So, speaking of the store, let's see here. This week should be a good week. I should be getting my legal paperwork that's been being sent to Apple. That should be in, which has been a long time coming. And then the MailleWerX app should be available for iOS, hopefully by the end of the week. It's only been delayed by 6 weeks. It's only been 6 weeks now. And then I did get some paperwork on Friday that suggested I would collect some unemployment for the last little bit here. And I did get in contact with the website redesigner. So that should be finished up this week, and then once that's done, we'll start talking about adding products and seeing what else we can do with the store. New products, new designs, all that fun stuff. No, that's not correct. Oh, maybe that's it. Come on. There you go. Maybe that's why none of my half Persian 4-in-1 starts work out, because I do it wrong. So yeah. Ooh, look at that. Is that correct? I think it is. So anyway, we're finally making progress, is my point. And hopefully a lot of the work that I've been doing over the past 6 weeks that should have been done 4 weeks ago, that I really should have gotten done 2 years ago, that a lot of it I didn't know that I needed to do. All of that stuff will hopefully come to a head and be finished this week. So on the back end of my website, I can already see the changes that have been made have helped significantly, so I'm excited for that. Get the the iOS and the Google app out. Finish once they're published, then finish them up. The connections on the back end through Cloudflare, so that we can send notifications and stuff like that. So I'm just, and then also my last VA appointment was on the 25th of March, and while I am going to appeal some of the stuff that has been, what's the word, that they have determined already, the bulk of everything is that I needed to get this started initially is done, and so I should have a little bit of a higher rating by the end of next week. Now, what that means is that I can hopefully continue to work on improving my business and not have to go back to work immediately, and make it so that the MailleWerX page and anything else I do outside of that is my day job. So I'm looking forward to that. So I hope that updates everybody who I'm sure you're all curious to know the situation of MailleWerX.com and all the gritty details. I'm also hoping to get another camera or two. We were talking about cameras and looking at the little sparkle welder I got over there, right? And seeing if we can weld a couple of rings on camera, right? So if I get another camera, I can just get a camera with the lens and then display. Here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to have this laptop display that I'm looking at right now on a TV over there, right? So that I can see, the comment section large enough that I can read it. So put comment section on a screen over there. Have a camera also over there looking at the leather table and the welding table. That is what I'd like to try. That way I don't, okay, this is the most comfortable chair I have. I don't want to necessarily give up my chair and stop working at my desk, but I do want the option to work at the other two tables and, you know, show people what I'm doing. So that would be really cool to have streaming, you know, become a part-time job. I don't think I'll ever be super famous or anything, but it would be nice. Because I love the hours of staying at home. Like, since I quit working, since I was terminated. Let me correct that. Since I was terminated. Oh, speaking of being terminated. So since I was terminated, I get up at 6 o'clock every morning. I'm in bed by 11 every night. I take my son to school at 8:30. I'm back home by 9. And from 9 to 3, I get to work on my business, work on projects, get stuff done around the house, and it's an awesome schedule, right? So I want to keep that. But I also should be hearing back from the lawyer about suing my previous employer for wrongful discharge. So that will be interesting to hear what they have to say about that. 'Cause that opens up a whole lot of things. Right? Like, if I can sue them and win. Wrongful discharge, emotional damage, for being annoying. I think I did that the right way. Look at that. That one floppy ring is no longer super floppy. It's hidden beneath. I was right. That's awesome. Oh man. That's exciting. I love it when a plan comes together. Even when that plan is no plan, and you're just, you know, throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. That is what has happened here. Right? Love it. Love it, love it. And that's, I'm going to end that there because the, what's the size difference between these two? Massive. Okay. I don't think these rings are going to fit in this little clasp. And this big clasp is too big for this piece. Right? That clasp is a bit large. So I need another size, and I don't have another size right now. So there's one of two things I can do here. Okay, I can order another size of, I think it's this style clasp, right? This style clasp has the buttons on the side, and they're very hard to squeeze, right? And it comes apart in the center. It's a nice clasp. right? But I can order another size of these, which I want to do anyway, right? Or I can figure out how to graduate HP down to, what is this, 18 gauge quarter inch, right? And I don't have the ring sizes in between to do that. Hence why I didn't put in the order for the square wire rings from the ring lord earlier, because I know you can't make half Persian 4-in-1 with most of those, so let's see here. It would just look ridiculous to go from 16 gauge 5/16 to 18 gauge quarter inch. Right? Like, would that even work at all? It might work, who knows? Maybe it will work. Maybe we can do this and it won't look ridiculous. Never know until you try, right? See, okay. That right there. Let's give me a... That is almost... Not that side. Almost perfect. Hang on. We might do this. Oh my gosh, this might work. It doesn't actually look that bad. The question is, there should be enough room in there. That one too many rings? Holy crap. I think that just worked. Now, I mean, it kind of works. I need a good 19 gauge, something larger than a, no, let's see here. I need a good 17 gauge, right? To prevent this from bunching up, to transition these two ring sizes. So this is close. It's close to working. But there's going to be a better solution. But now we know. We have a good idea of what ring sizes we want to use. 16 gauge 5/16 works. Great. Then we need something to transition from the 16 gauge to the 18 gauge 1/4 inch. Right? I'm happy. Are you happy? I can take this up, put it away. All right. The other thing we can do, oh, I think I mentioned this already. Right. So we can get 17 gauge ring size, something slightly smaller than 16 gauge 5/16, or something slightly smaller than 16 gauge 5/16 and slightly larger than 18 gauge 1/4 inch, right? So 17 gauge something, to help graduate it down. And then we can also get a smaller one of these, which is it's a decent sized clasp, but this will work. This style will work for these. So voila, I think that looks awesome. Pretty uncomplicated, pretty simple, very light compared to the rest of my bracelets. So I'm happy to have that as an alternative. All right. Now, before I forget, I have a horrible memory, and I won't even remember my ring sizes. All right. See here. Crosses. 16 gauge 5/16, 17 gauge question mark, and you may only need to go down to the 17 gauge. The 17 gauge might fit these clasps in here a little bit better than the 18 gauge did. So that's one ring size. All right, guys. Smacking the camera around. Okay, I have an idea of what I need to order now, so I'm pretty happy about that. Where did that go? We are over an hour now. I've got to figure out ring sizes for these ones. These are a lot heavier than the crosses. They're a lot heftier, so they could go with something, a clasp this size, and it's like a 17 millimeter wide clasp, and it would be okay. Like, it would look good, and it would be proportional, right? I just need to figure out a ring size for the ends here. I don't know, what are we doing right now? This may need like a 14 gauge ring or something. It's pretty beefy. And I would like to use a slightly beefier half Persian. Let's see here. Yeah. That 16 gauge fits. I don't know how well you can see that. It fits in there. You could do this, but I think a 14 gauge would look a little better. A 12 gauge, 8 gauge, no. Nope. I'm already I'm already wearing my wrist braces like every day right now. I did something to, well, I mean, I did, you know, I was working with my wrists and I have hurt them. So I am trying to take it somewhat easy. And I don't, when I get up to 12 gauge and 8 gauge, I want to have a vise. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll just mount a vise to the desk right here. I have one downstairs. Or downstairs. I am downstairs. I have one in the garage that's not mounted to anything. But it should be. And I can just use that. Just sit here, close it, you know, twist the ring close, and stay off the fans only, and the wrist may heal. Yeah. Oh, John. I've never actually been to anyone's OnlyFans. That's like not unusual for me or anything, but like I understand what it is. Just not my bag. And then, oh, here's a fun story. I tried to order some more of these this weekend, and I could not. These are from chain-reaction.ca from Wally LaCroix, and they're perfect. These are the 18 gauge 1/8 inch bright aluminum rings, and they're perfect for a jelly cube. So I was trying to order more, and I couldn't get the website to take me to the shipping information. And apparently the last time I had ordered from there, like I had started to set up an account, but I didn't activate it. I didn't get it hit the email right, so I have no idea where that email is. Oh, excuse me. I had to contact Wally to get me to resend the email, so they activated the account, and now tomorrow I'll finally get the order going. Man, it was, you know, user error in getting some more of these rings, but I am gonna get some, and we're gonna finish this cube. I haven't decided how I want to make the next 2 cubes, except I want them to have some color, and I don't want to use bright aluminum. And then for the cube capture project that I want to do, I think I'm going to do a mixture of, what was I going to use? I think I want to do it in stainless, is what I think. That's going to have to wait, because that's going to be a lot of money. So I'll get there. I'll figure it out. Anyway, new streaming idea. The MailleWerX OnlyFans page. You guys want pictures of my feet? You are combing my beard? Or shaving my back hair? Is that what you guys want? Why am I so washed out? Does it look like that on your guys' camera? See here. I look terrible on my phone. Oh well. Alright. Be sure to check out MailleWerX.com for all your chainmail themed apparel and accessory needs. The MailleWerX app is out on Google Play. You kind of have to search for it. I put the link up in the comment section of the last thread. But it's published. It's not finished. So I am pacey tonight. Yeah, it's just the lighting. I'll have to adjust the camera settings or something. They get wonky once in a while. So once it is finished, I'll be posting links everywhere, all day, every day, until all of the chainmailers in the world have downloaded it. That's my goal. Because it's supposed to be helpful for them, and you know, help bring new people into the community. That's the idea. Anyway, I don't have any nefarious reasons to want that. Not at all. And then for everything else, I will keep you guys updated. Alright, if anything new comes up, or if you guys need to contact me, you know where I'm at. You guys all have a wonderful evening. Thanks for closing off your weekend with me, and I will see you tomorrow night. Alright, have a good night, guys. Where's my button? I gotta hit the end stream button. I didn't hit the start stream button, but I can I can exit the stream properly. All right, you guys have a good night. Bye.